back to the Sanders Kitchen. My name is Mike. My wife Pam is behind the camera.
Hello.
And today we're going to be doing a wonderful recipe called One Pot Cabbage Casserole. So the first thing we'll introduce is the cabbage. Okay, this is a coarse cut cabbage. There's two of them. And we have onions, bell pepper, celery, parsley, and garlic. We have 3 tablespoons of butter. We have 80-20 ground beef, ground pork. These are 1 pound apiece. We have tomato sauce. We have diced tomatoes with green chili. And I think I already said that's onion. And then we have tomato paste. Here we also have a blend of Italian seasonings. And we also have some pre-cooked rice. All of this is going to go together shortly to make one of the best dishes you'll ever come across. I promise you. You will love it. Even if you don't like cabbage, you'll probably like this. Okay, well, let's get started with this recipe. We're going to add about 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. And then we're going to add 3 tablespoons of butter. So while the butter is melting down, we're going to add in all of our veggie ingredients. Onion, bell pepper. By the way, the onion is 1.5 cups. The bell pepper is 1 cup. Celery. This is just a chopped celery, okay? I chopped it myself. The parsley is 1/4 cup.
Do you know how much celery that was?
That was 1 cup of celery.
1 cup of celery, okay.
And 3 tablespoons of freshly minced garlic. The next step is to add the meat. And as soon as this is done, we're looking probably 6 to 7, 8 minutes possibly to get this sauteed down. Once it gets sauteed down, we'll come right back, okay? Okay, it's been about 5 or 6 minutes. And those veggies are looking really good. They're getting soft. I like to add in a little pepper, some freshly ground pepper, and a couple of, and that's probably going to be a teaspoon of salt or less, maybe a 1/2 teaspoon. So the next step is to go in with our meat. This is the ground pork. Just going to dump it in. This is the ground beef. We'll chop it up. And then we'll start folding everything in together. I'm going to continue folding the veggies in with the meat and continue folding until it all gets cooked well. The meat is looking great. Incorporated in with all the veggies. It's cooking down nicely. The next step in this process is to add in the tomato sauce. Diced tomatoes with the green chilies. And tomato paste. And if you really want to be nice to your wife, don't put it all in. Save her some.
Oh.
You are welcome.
Thank you. My favorite.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we'll fold this in. At this point, while it's cooking, I'm going to add in my Italian seasonings. That's 3 tablespoons. It's a generous amount. And while this is cooking, we're going to prepare the rest of the cabbage, which is part of what I wanted to show you. It's real simple, but I wanted you to know how to do this. This is coarse cut cabbage. I cut the cabbage in half. Okay, we'll cut it in half first. Let me show you. Okay, there's the core on one side, and I've already taken the core out of this side. So here's what I do. Very carefully, I come in and I cut that core out. The next step is to cut about 1-inch slices and then come back and do the same thing. That is your coarse cut cabbage.
That smells good.
Because that's part of the process. You need to taste it, okay? And I can tell you, that is tasting mighty good. Well, I honestly think it needs some salt. So I'm going in with some more salt. You can always add salt, but you can't take it away. So just add a little bit at a time to your own taste. That's good. Let's add in the cabbage. Let's cut this one. Because we're going to mix it in very well. Now, it doesn't look quite as soupy as it did a little while ago. Now, the cabbage is going to render down as it softens. Let's go ahead and add the rest of this cabbage. And you don't have to add it all at one time. You just want to add a little bit at a time, fold it in. So let's put a lid on it, and we'll let this cook for a couple of minutes, and then we'll come back and fold it again and put the rest of the cabbage in. That smells great. All right, as you can see, we let the cabbage cook down for quite a few minutes. When you're cooking this, your house smells wonderful. It's amazing. You'll just have to try it so that you can see for yourself. So this is a really good one for you to try. But we're not through yet. So I folded everything around, folded it all in, and at this point, we're going to put the lid back on for a few more minutes. It's a little wet, and that's a good thing. For the next step is to add this instant rice. We're going to fold the rice in. It takes about 10 to 12 minutes for the rice to plump up and absorb a lot of those liquids. I did turn the heat down to simmer, and we'll let it simmer like that for 10 to 12 minutes before we serve it. It's looking really good, and it's smelling really good too. So we'll put the lid back on, and before I let you go, we want to tell you this cabbage dish will not stink up your house. So if you feel like you don't like cabbage because of the way it smells, I promise you, you're not going to be offended by the way this cabbage smells, because it always smells wonderful. I never get that offensive cabbage odor, and you won't either. This is a great dish. You need to try it. So right now, we're at a point where the rice is in, it's incorporated, it tastes great, and we're just going to let it sit for 10 to 12 minutes before we come back. And then we'll show you how great it looks. Look at that, how nice. A little bit more for Mikey. And guess what we're gonna put on? A little Parmesan cheese. Yum. Okay. And now we're gonna give it a try. Nice and hot.
Oh, it's gonna be too hot.
You guys, I love this dish. And I know you will too. The flavors are so good. So give it a try sometime. And I want to thank you, Pam and I both want to thank you for tuning into our channel. We have plenty more recipes coming your way. Don't forget, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Even if we don't know you, we appreciate you subscribing and staying tuned. We will come out with a lot of recipes. There's a lot of recipes that we know that I never see on YouTube. So stay tuned. You'll have a good time with us, okay? Thank you for coming back to the Sandra's Kitchen, and God bless you.